So, Donna's about to fart.
Are you recording it now? No, I'm not.
You not gonna fart?
No.
I thought you were about to fart.
I'm just asking silly questions. If you edit stuff out, and
I'm gonna make sure I don't edit this out.
you better not embarrass me.
Well,
I'm
look,
embarrassed. It's natural.
it's natural. Welcome to Most Moto Mindset of Successful Thinking, Moto Show for Motivation. I'm here with Donna Christopher, the
Hello.
absolutely wonderful Donna Christopher.
That's me.
I know her husband is asleep right now, so we can't really be doing all that loud clapping. Clap for yourself. Give me a little golf clap. But I wanted to make sure that we bring her on the show today because I like her story, who she is, and what she's about, and she's gonna help me go sell 1 million copies of my book.
Claiming
She
it.
actually, well, we're gonna claim and believe it.
Yes.
Because she actually helped me get that thing out, get the story out there. She actually edited it where it's like, wow, did I say that? You never know. But welcome to Donna Christopher. That's not your real name, that's your pen name.
That's my pen name. It's actually my first name, my husband's first name.
That's right. Okay, so what's your whole name?
Donna Burns.
Donna Burns.
Yep.
I see why you put the Christopher on there.
You don't like Burns?
No, I'm just playing with you, girl.
Hello, Burns is my husband's last name.
I wanna welcome y'all to this special edition because everyone has a lot of dreams. We all have dreams about doing something special in their life, and we always think that you should go do certain things. We got this cookie cutter way of believing if you want to be successful in life, you need to do this. If you want to make a lot of money, you need to do this. But I believe the way that you truly get to where you want to be is actually finding your purpose.
Finding your purpose.
Finding your purpose and what you want to do. And then when you find your purpose, you're going to actually be good at it. And that's how you build your confidence up.
Yep.
Right? Because if you don't know Donna, she's a confident individual about what she does.
About what I do.
Not about other stuff. She might be timid or whatever, relaxed on some things. But when it comes down to writing and books, this the person. So I want to let you guys know, if you're writing a book, I want to get your story idea out there, which I'm going to ask her about, because I think she encourages anyone to write a book.
I do. Every time I meet anyone, I ask them, if I hear their story, I say, oh, you should write a book about your life. You should put that in a book.
So we're going to ask her how she got her book thing going, because she's going to tell you her story about when she's at work and some other stuff. So let's go and get to it. Donna Christopher, everyone. Welcome to Most Moto.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to come to your house and this mansion and actually do this interview. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
But today's title, we're gonna be talking about you're like, it's the thing to say 6 degrees or 6 steps away from anything big, right? But I'm gonna say you're only one phone call or email or text message away from your next big thing. Because you'd be surprised at we always talk about relationships. Relationships bring people together. And next thing you know, the one person or one idea or someone that you meet can actually spur you into meeting the next person that can help you get to where you need to go. The way I met her was through our interview Erica, which y'all familiar with, the Know That app, Erica Harville. And I was talking to her after we were done interviewing, and she wrote a book, and I was telling her I'm writing a book as well. And the first thing she said is, "Do you have an editor?" I'm like, "Well, I do have someone, but he's busy or she's busy. I got my book out to a couple people." No, she ran upstairs, came back down, and said, "Get in contact with this lady here."
It's me. I helped Erica actually write her book, and I met her last summer. And when she was talking about Know That, and then when I told her I was an author, she said she wanted to write a book. I was like, well, I'm your girl.
Well, we're going to get that because that's not how it all worked. Y'all was at a game, right? A high school game or something?
I was at a football practice.
Tell us about how you met Erica, because remember, relationships start spurring you into meeting the right people. So tell us about how you met her.
I've always known her face from football, but we never ever talked. So when
Is that because you got kids go to the same school? Or?
Football.
Just football at the school, or just in general?
No, it's just at
like
the
a
park.
rec league.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
So my son is 9 now, so.
Don't forget about that wobbly wheel either.
I
I want you to tell the whole thing about that.
So I had my grandbaby, and I'm pushing him in the stroller, and didn't know the stroller was broken, the wheel was wide, so I was struggling. So I'm thinking, she walking around talking about she's not gonna come to me. And she came over to me, and I had to stop and hold the little broken wheel up and talk to her as if it wasn't broke.
Yeah.
And she was telling me I Know That and said that she would put me in her app.
Did you know her before that or no?
I didn't know anything about it.
Did you know anything about her writing a book? You just happen to just see somebody and just want to meet people?
Yep, she was promoting her app.
Oh, okay.
And then when she got to me, it was promoting her app to me. I'm thinking, okay, she's not gonna stay. I got this baby. I'm doing the most over here.
Yeah.
But we got to talking, and then when she found out I was an author, she said she wanted to write a book, and I was like, well, I'm the girl to help you write a book if you really want to write a book. So exchange information, and she contacted me, and it just took off from there.
One
few months
email,
later,
one phone call, one text message away.
Few months, but I have people all the time asking me, how do I get started writing a book? Telling me that they want to write a book. Can I help them write a book? And I'm always throwing myself out there saying, yes, I can help you. Because it's exciting to me.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
But give us the backdrop about you and get to the whole book writing thing.
Well, I've always wrote poems and short stories as I was coming up as a little girl. And my imagination was just always there. It was my escape from a lot of things that was happening in the world around me. And so I started writing short stories and poetry, and then I would put them in a book. Took them to work one day. I was like 19, 20. Took them to work, and my co-workers was reading it, passing around the office, and somebody came to my desk and said that they had the book and read it. And I didn't know it was being passed around. Everybody was just loving
But you just got something on notebook paper or typed up or something.
It was just on paper or typed up on paper.
They just
in a
passed
notebook.
it around the office.
And this lady came down, and she was telling me that she loved my short stories and my poetry, and she said I should write a book. She said, you write really well, you should write a book. And I said, I should write a book.
What make you think that you couldn't in the beginning though?
I never thought about it.
You never thought about it. What was you thinking about before? Because you told me before when we first met, you made good grades in school. You could do things quickly, easily. When you write English papers, you didn't have to study nothing. You just wrote it. Next thing you know, you make an A on it.
Well, anything that I did, I always made sure I did it well.
Yeah.
But I've always tried things, but I never knew what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
Even when I got to college, I had 3 different majors and ended up getting 2 degrees. I kept changing my major. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Nothing felt right.
Right.
But writing was my escape. It's always been there. Writing was just a part of me. It's what I did well. And so it took me until I was actually, my last job, I was there for 11 years. And in the beginning of that job, I kind of knew that I only needed to be writing books.
Well, how did that come up? Did someone tell you or something happened and you just said, I need to do this?
Well, after the lady told me I should write a book, I wrote that book. And when I wrote that book, and I got it back, I was so excited about promoting it, and then all these things, when I got the book, I started saying, I should have planned differently. I should have did my cover differently. I should have edited the book instead of just writing.
But you done it.
I done it.
When you make an idea to do something, you can go back and look and say,
I done it.
I should have did something different.
I done it. And from that day, I started researching how to be better at writing, how to be better at writing a book. And I just got better, and I just wanted to write more books and more books. But I was always a mother first, a wife, and had my career, what I thought was my career. I had a job.
Yeah.
And so my time was consumed because I wanted to make sure I was there for everybody else.
Yeah.
So my time for myself, I always said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I kept planning, like my portfolio, I have over 100 books that I've started, that I've outlined for, or that I started writing the chapters out. So it's there. So all these years I've been preparing for this moment, but I didn't know at that time that I was supposed to be helping other people write their books, tell their stories, and follow their dreams. And in the process of me helping all these other people, these people have been helping me. So now I'm like, I need to teach more people on a wider basis.
So do you believe, and this is one thing I've been talking about a lot on the Most Moto stuff, is that you help as many people get to where they want to go, and then you in turn will get to where you want to be?
I do. I asked God to send me people that was going to help, that I could help. I could be a blessing to and help them rise, and in the process, they could help me.
Because they give you gratification. You're set up gratified because you're doing that.
I am. I love to do it. I've been doing it for years.
Because when I talk to you, you say, I never get writer's block. So if you write albums and stuff, you're going to be straight, But you say, I don't get writer's block. I always got ideas. But you know what? That came with practice.
Well, I never started reading books until I was an adult.
You never started even reading them?
I just always wanted to write.
So that lets you know about a God-given talent.
It is a God.
When you have a talent, or when you find out what makes. Do you see that being successful for you?
I do.
It don't mean you have to have tons of money.
Right.
You don't have to. That's the whole thing about Most Moto. It's all a mindset thing. And if you find out what your purpose is, And if you find out what you would do for free, because you do a lot of stuff and you know you can be getting paid for
I
it.
do.
But you got the
And
desire
I go
to do it.
above and beyond when I do help people. I give them
It's very noticeable. Because you did some things for me. There's like, because every service can be broken down piece by piece by piece by piece.
Yes, and
come to find out, oh, well, you didn't ask me to do that, but if you didn't do that, this wouldn't have worked. So you had to put all that together. And that's when you meet the right people. When you meet the right people and get around the right folks, see, all this, like I said, you're just a phone call, text message away or email away from where you need to go. But if you don't have an idea or a thought process or even a vision in mind, then those things won't start bringing itself together. That makes sense?
It does.
You're a motivational person. You into all that. You into the E.T. Thomas. You into
Love
all.
E.T.
Yeah, you into all that stuff. So tell me about how that motivates you, because you got a vision for yourself.
Well, my second book that I wrote, I kept working on it, but I wanted to be perfect. And so I was never completing it because I wanted it to be perfect.
Right.
And so my mindset was saying it has to be perfect, but really it wasn't going to be perfect. So my son actually gave me Eric Thomas' motivational speech, one of them, when he was 15 or 16, a few years ago. And so when I listened to him, it's like he was screaming at me.
Oh, he screams a lot.
Telling me what I need to do. Like
yeah.
he was talking directly to me, just like when you're in church. I was getting the message. I was like, oh, he's talking to me. And it just made me go. It just gave me that extra push that I needed to just go. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Because you got to do it. Because if you continue to, see, sometimes you are smart. And that's the problem. We are all so smart when we don't end up doing something. So we done thought about it, we calculate it, we break it down, the next thing you know, I'm gonna still wait. But now, how many books you say you got?
I have 4.
You got 4, and you just came out with one.
Just came out with one.
But show us your books that you got. You already got them set to the side and ready to go too.
So this was my this was my very first book I wrote and completed without editing or anything.
Look at that.
I was so excited. I was just like, just publish it. And this was my book. It's a great read. And readers will read it and go right over the mistakes. But I know it's mistakes.
Right.
So I have to I had to redo this book. And then I came out with Love Never Fails, and this was my baby. I worked on this for a long time because I wanted it to be perfect.
And it still ain't perfect.
It's not, to me it's
to
perfect
you,
now.
To everybody else it is.
So now it's perfect. But I waited so long, and I felt like God gave me more stuff that I needed to put in this book to make this my pride and joy of my baby. And then I came out with a sequel to it, The Naked Truth of Love. And then and I have more sequels to this book.
Oh, cool. You probably got plenty of them. But this is my main thing I want to bring up with Donna is the fact that everyone has a story. I always talk about how your mind, your thoughts, your ideas matter, you matter. And what's most important is that we got to realize is that you have a story and you can actually change someone's life, but no one's life will be changed unless you get out there. Is it broken off? Oh, yeah, it is. Let me see. There we go. Just rig it up. But that's the good thing about doing it live and doing all this stuff, because it's just live, And it's the bad thing about it is live, and the good thing about it is live. So the good thing is that, everyone has a story. And that, and I've had people, since I've talked about doing a book and things like that, people's inboxed me and talked about, hey, I want to get my book going. I want to start to get something going. And I'm like, well, let's start it. Start typing it. And the next thing you know, I'm going to introduce you to someone that can help you actually get your ideas out there. And that's why I want to make sure she's a part of Moto as well. And I like to always showcase people that's on the move of doing things. Now, she just came out with a manual of how to write a book, and this is, everyone need to understand. I had a customer of mine not too long ago who said, Troy, I got a gift for you. So he brought me his book. And I was like, oh man, that's interesting, because I was talking about coming out with one. So I've always been talking about it. And I said, so what made you want to write a book? He said that when I was in Vietnam, but he said Vietnam. I believe that my story would have just died in Vietnam. My story would have just been there. No one would have ever known about me. He was a helicopter pilot, but he thought that his story was so compelling that he needed to get out to the world and tell them about it from his point of view. And I think that we all need to tell our story from our point of view, the good, the bad, the struggles that you may go through, because somebody is thinking, wow, that could be me. If she made it or he made it, I can make it through it too. Now, give us a little bit about your background, though.
Well, this should motivate a lot of people out there. So I'm a mother of 7.
7 kids?
I've birthed 7 kids, and I have 2 step kids as well.
So you got 9 kids?
9 kids. So I'm a mother.
Hold on, she said 7.
I birthed them. 7.
Herself out of there. She birthed them.
So, I was a kid that was bullied. Things happened to me as a little girl. My daddy wasn't there. I didn't have as much love as I wanted to from my mother. I was that child that was sheltered and stayed to myself, and things just happened to me. And
but then also tell about your nationality though. Because you're biracial.
I'm black and white.
Yeah. Because we were talking before we came on. I said, you so light skinned, the lights are blurring you out. And she said, well, at least I can take light skin. And it made me think. I said, what do you mean? At least you get light skin. She said, because when I was coming up, you was called what?
They was called me Oreo, Zebra. I got called all kind of names.
Zebra and all that stuff. But because it just reality of sadness about it, that's the scary thing about life. Mm-hmm. But continue. So you came through all this obscurity and all that.
Yeah, and I'm here now. I mean, my kids are blessed. They make straight A's in school. Good kids. Your
kid going to MBA. Your son with MBA.
I have a son.
And now he's at Roll College.
I have one at MTSU, one at TSU. She's about to graduate. This is her last semester. She's gonna be a nurse. So I'm birthing a generation of greatness, and I was that child who went through anything that anybody could ever think of. Mm-hmm. Anything bad, but I still overcame. I didn't let that be the end of my story. Mm-hmm. I kept going. I broke those generational curses. Yeah. And I kept going. I saw something more out there that I wanted, and I knew that there was something more for me.
Growing up, though, what was your role models growing up in regards to what you see around you? Like when I was growing up from the projects, right? You either want to be a dope boy, or you want to be an NFL, NBA, be a rapper. Mm-hmm. You want to be a D boy. So that's what I seen. Like back in the day, people say they seen pimps all the time. So they would try to become a pimp. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. That's the role models they seen. What did you see growing up?
Well, we didn't have TVs in our house, so we had the one TV that was static, and we can get maybe 2, 4, and 17.
And this back in the day when you had the knobs on it.
Yeah. But I didn't watch TV. I mostly listened to music. I didn't watch TV coming up as much, so I got lost in writing and listening to music.
So you're a dreamer in a sense. So you visualize.
I've always been a dreamer.
Yeah.
When I was writing my book, Beautiful Curse, and that's the story that's based on my life, but I'm writing it through a different character. I got to thinking, when did I actually start to write, to do storytelling? Yeah. And I remember being in elementary school, walking home from school by myself because I've always been a loner, and I was in imagination land. And I was walking across the street where the safety patrol lady was, but I didn't look up. I didn't stop. I didn't see if any cars was coming.
Safety patrol, y'all remember that?
I didn't stop to see if cars was coming in. I just was walking across the street. I didn't look up. I was in La La Land, imagining God knows what at the time. Mm-hmm. But I was telling myself a story. I've always been a storyteller. So
sometimes you gotta escape this. So my wife is a person that read romances a lot. Mm-hmm. She liked those old Roman romance, old time saint whoever married to Elizabeth and all, or whatever, the old queen stuff. But that's my main thing. So you going through all of that, seeing that 7 kids, then 2 kids as the stepchildren, and you can easily be at the point where people can say, I just got too much going on, I can't do it. But I still do it. Find out what your passion was, which is writing, and helping other people get their story out there to write. And you get more zeal from that than anything. Besides raising your kid, that's great. Being a wife, that's understood. But your passion is writing. And when you got a passion in doing it and making a decision to do so, it doesn't bother you.
It doesn't bother me.
You stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Stay up at 2 o'clock.
When your kids got to tell you to go to bed. And you get sick.
Yeah, they had
because
Mama, you never go to sleep. You're
a vampire.
I ain't no vampire.
Just stay up. Yeah. But that's good. I mean, I'm just glad that you got to come on and tell us about that. And what would you like to encourage folks before we go that maybe in the transition of wanting to actually write something? Or they may think that, man, my life has been so this, I could write a book. What would you want to encourage folks in general?
There is like over 85% of people that say they want to write a book or have the idea to write a book. And if you do want to write a book, you can. All you got to do is change your mindset and believe in yourself and know that you can write that book that's inside of you. Everybody has a book inside of them. And all you have to do is start with your idea and outline. I mean, I'm a true believer of outlining. That's why I created this book. But if you want to write a story about your life, first of all, you have to be somebody like Oprah Winfrey or somebody to say, I'm writing a book about my life and write it and for people to pick it up. But most of the time when I tell people who want to write a book about their life, write it from the point of view of someone else. Don't tell your story and say, I. Make that find your story and say that solution is what you're writing about, and teach people how to overcome from that solution. So write it from that standpoint, to teach them a lesson, to motivate them, to inspire them, and not just say but tell them how they too can overcome.
Key thing, yeah, go ahead.
But anybody can write a book.
There you go.
You want to write a book, you can write a book.
And the key thing is just starting.
Start writing down all your ideas so you won't forget that great idea.
Well, the first way, also, you need to get this. So you can actually start it. That's a good tool to have, because you actually start to give you a guideline. She got a whole workbook there.
It is the whole workbook, you guys. And if I'd have had this back in the day when I first started, it would have been a writer's gold mine for me. I love it. I can't put it down. I'm actually working it now, and I wrote it. I'm working in it now, and I'm outlining some of the books that I have already, so I can use it as well when I tell other people about it.
Well, she's going to be taking me through it, because when I write my second one, I got to have that set up so I can make it happen, because she's going to be with me, period. You're only one phone call, one text message, one email away from getting to where you need to go. You know, you're, like they say, six paces, 6 energies, 6 whatever. The fact is, you're not that far away from getting who you need to get with, but you got to start here first in your mind. Your thought process has to change. Have a vision, so then when you have a vision in place, people start just connecting. You'd be surprised. I said I'm writing a book. The next day, hey, you need to talk to this person. People just start connecting you with folks. That's what's good. The Mindset of Successful Thinking book coming out March 31st. She association with her helping me out, get some things going. And I just want to thank you guys for being a part of Most Moto. I hope this encouraged you today, because most of all, you do have a story, but all you have to do is just start. Just start. It don't matter what it is. Do something. Because, we always think people are successful or so smart because they just did something a little smaller than everybody else. They just made a decision to go.
That's all you got to do. Just do it.
Just do it. So, hey, y'all be good today. Thank y'all for watching. And we'll see you next week. All right?
Cool. Thank you for having me.
That's cool.
That was fun.
That was fun, wasn't it?